All right. Welcome, future pharmacy technicians. You guys are about to embark on an amazing journey, like becoming the Will Smith of prescriptions, decoding messages hidden in plain sight. It's like, but instead of finding gold, you're finding the right way to help people get better. We're gonna crack the drug code together, and it's going to be awesome. You're not just learning names, you're learning a new language, a secret handshake into the world of medicine. Now I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, drug names? Sounds complicated. And yeah, some of them look like my Wi-Fi password after my cat walks on the keyboard. But here's the secret. There's a system. It's like learning the rules to a new video game. Once you get the hang of the controls, you're suddenly leveling up like crazy. We're talking about prefixes, suffixes, infixes, little clues that tell you so much about what a drug does, who it's for, and even what side effects to watch out for. Think of yourselves as detectives. Each drug name is a clue, and you're piecing together the puzzle to ensure patient safety. So, get ready to have some fun with this. Let's get this party started. Gap 3S. Alright, let's take a quick detour to one of my favorite movies. Hitch. Remember that scene where Will Smith's character has a terrible allergic reaction and his face swells up like a balloon? Classic. But what does Hitch need to fix that? You guessed it, diphenhydramine, which you probably know better as Benadryl. Now here's where it gets interesting. Let's break down the name. Diphenhydramine is the generic name, and Benadryl is the brand name. The generic name might sound like a mouthful, but there's a trick to it. Look at the suffix amine. This suffix is often found in antihistamines, drugs that help with allergic reactions. So anytime you see amine at the end of a drug name, it's a clue that you might be dealing with an antihistamine. Just like Hitch needed Benadryl to get back to his smooth-talking self, you'll need to know these names and suffixes to help your patients. Whether someone asks for diphenhydramine or Benadryl, you'll know exactly what they need. It's all about connecting the dots, just like we talked about. So next time you watch Hitch, you'll not only laugh at Will Smith's antics but also appreciate the pharmacy knowledge hidden in plain sight. Let's keep rolling. Okay, first things first, let's talk about names. We all have them, right? I'm Jimmy, you're you. But what about drugs? They often have two names. It's like a secret identity. You've got your generic name and then you've got your trade name or brand name. Think of the generic name like the drug's actual scientific, given at birth name. It's usually a bit longer, maybe a little harder to pronounce, like ibuprofen. It's the name that scientists and pharmacists use worldwide to identify the active ingredient. Then you have the trade name or brand name. This is the catchy, snazzy name given by the company that sells the drug. It's like a stage name. So ibuprofen, that's the generic. But then you see Advil or Motrin on the shelves. Those are the brand names. It's the same active ingredient, ibuprofen, dressed up in a different package with a cooler, easier to remember name. The brand name is all about marketing, making it stand out. So, as pharmacy techs, you gotta know both. Patients might come in asking for that purple pill, or they might know the brand name from a commercial, or they might have a prescription for the generic. It's your job to connect the dots. Understanding that atorvastatin is the generic for Lipitor, or that levothyroxine is Synthroid, is super important. Alright, now for the really cool part. Remember how I said generic names have a secret code? This is where we become drug detectives for real. Many generic drug names aren't just random collections of syllables. They have parts, prefixes, suffixes, and sometimes even infixes that are like little breadcrumbs telling you about the drug. Let's talk suffixes first, because they're super common. These are the endings of the drug names. For example, if you see a drug ending in olol, like metoprolol or atenolol, ding ding ding, that's very likely a beta blocker, a type of drug often used for heart conditions or high blood pressure. Or how about pril, drugs like lisinopril or enalapril? Those are usually ACE inhibitors, another class of heart and blood pressure meds. Then you've got prefixes, the bits at the beginning. These aren't as universally standardized as some suffixes for drug, but they can sometimes give clues or be part of a naming scheme for a series of related drugs from one company. For example, drugs ending in statin like atorvastatin or simvastatin are used to lower cholesterol. Learning these stems is like getting a cheat sheet for pharmacology. Okay, so we've talked about how drug names can be tricky. Some of them sound alike, look alike. It's like they're trying to confuse us. This is where a super smart idea called tall man lettering comes in. Get this, it's a way to write drug names to make the parts that are different stand out. You literally make certain letters taller or capitalized within the drug name. It's so simple, but so effective. It's like putting a spotlight on the tricky bits to say, hey, look closely, don't mix me up with my cousin. Think about drugs like hydralazine and hydroxyzine. Say those out loud. Pretty similar, right? Hydralazine is often used for high blood pressure. Hydroxyzine is an antihistamine that can be used for itching or anxiety. You do not want to mix those up. So, with tall man lettering, you'd write them as hydralazine and hydroxyzine. or something similar emphasizing the different parts. Those capital letters jump out at you, making it much easier to spot the difference, especially when you're busy and reading quickly. It's a visual cue that screams, "Danger, Will Robinson! Double check this!" Section 5. SpaghettiOs! The ISMP's confused drug name list. Alright, speaking of mix-ups, let's dive into the official oops, don't do that list. The Institute for Safe Medication Practices, or ISMP, is like the guardian angel of medication safety. They keep a list of commonly confused drug names. These are the pairs that trip people up time and time again, sometimes with serious consequences. One classic example is vinblastine and vincristine. Both are chemotherapy drugs, but they have different uses and, more importantly, vastly different dosage recommendations and potential toxicities. Mixing these up can be catastrophic. Notice the tall man lettering often used? Vinblastine and vincristine. Another pair, Celebrex and Celexa. Celebrex, or celecoxib, is an anti-inflammatory drug for arthritis. Celexa, or citalopram, is an antidepressant. Imagine giving someone with arthritis an antidepressant by mistake, or vice versa. Not good, folks. Not good at all. This is why paying attention to every single letter and using tools like tall man lettering is so critical in the pharmacy. Learning this list isn't about scaring you, it's about empowering you. Section 6, the body's dance floor. Pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics explained. Okay, let's get a little scientific, but don't worry, I'll make it fun. We're talking pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. Whoa, big words, right? Sounds like a class you'd try to skip. But they're actually super interesting concepts that explain how drugs work their magic in the body. Think of it like this. A drug is a guest at a party, your body. Pharmacokinetics is everything that happens from the moment they arrive until they leave. Pharmacodynamics is at the party, how they interact with everyone and change the vibe. So, pharmacokinetics, often shortened to PK, is what the body does to the drug. It's the drug's journey. There's a handy acronym for this, ADME. That stands for absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. Section 7, your body's playlist, top meds for every system. Alright, imagine your body is like a giant, amazing concert venue with different stages, each playing a different kind of music. You've got the heart stage, the lung stage, the brain stage, you get the idea. Each of these stages or body systems can sometimes have issues, right? And that's where therapeutic agents or medications come in. They're like the roadies and sound techs who keep the music playing smoothly. We're going to talk about some primary medication classes for these major pathophysiological systems. It's like knowing the top hits for each genre. Let's start with the cardiovascular system, the heart stage. This is a big one. If blood pressure is too high, you might see ACE inhibitors, those prill drugs we talked about, or beta blockers, olol drugs. If there are cholesterol issues, you'll see statins like atorvastatin. For heart rhythm problems, there are antiarrhythmics. These drugs help keep the beat steady and the blood flowing right. Section 8, the VIP lounge, understanding controlled substance schedules. Okay, so not all drugs are created equal in terms of how they're handled. Some drugs have a higher potential for abuse or dependence, and the government keeps a close eye on these. This is where the Controlled Substance Act, or CSA, comes in. It's like a VIP list for drugs, but instead of coolness, it's based on risk. The Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, categorizes these drugs into 5 schedules, from Schedule 1, most restricted, to Schedule 5, least restricted. Knowing these schedules is super important for legal and safety reasons in the pharmacy. Schedule 1 drugs are the bad boys, the ones not even allowed at the party. These substances have a high potential for abuse and no currently accepted medical use and treatment in the United States. Think heroin, LSD, ecstasy. You won't be dispensing these in a typical pharmacy, but it's good to know what falls into this category. They are basically off limits for medical practice, though some are researched under very strict conditions. It's like the ultimate do not enter zone. Section 9, you got this. Becoming a pharmacy tech superstar. So, there you have it. We've journeyed through the world of drug names, from generics and brands to the secret codes of prefixes and suffixes. We've talked about tall man lettering, those tricky, confused drug names from the ISMP, and even dipped our toes into how drugs boogie in the body with pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. We've covered the top hits for different body systems and navigated the VIP lounge of controlled substance schedules. It's a lot, I know, but you guys are smart cookies. You're future pharmacy tech superstars. Remember, learning this stuff is like learning the lyrics to your favorite songs. At first it might seem like a jumble, but soon you'll be singing along, knowing every word, every nuance. These drug codes will become second nature. You'll see lisinopril and instantly think ACE inhibitor, blood pressure. You'll spot a tall man lettered drug and give it that extra careful look. This knowledge isn't just for exams, it's the foundation of being an amazing, reliable, and super valuable member of the healthcare team. You're the guardians of medication safety.